now need a new book to start. Have you ever been put in that situation where you meet someone and they say, "Oh, what do you like to do for fun?" And then you completely forget everything about yourself other than your phone addiction and your Netflix addiction? Yeah, me too. So today we're gonna change that. So in this video, I want to try out some new hobbies that I've never tried before, some that I used to love and haven't done in a long time, and then some that I've been doing recently that I really love. Something that I've really struggled with is spending way too much time on my phone. I know it's a problem. Every single day I get sucked into the TikTok algorithm and I just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. As a full-time student, I also feel like it's really hard to make time for hobbies and things that you love, but then I look at my screen time and I realize I'm just actually not prioritizing my time properly. When I noticed that I had 8 hours of screen time in one day, I knew that there was a problem. I have a big list of hobbies that I would love to get to, so let's get into the first one. The first hobby that we're gonna do together in this video is reading. This is something that I really got into a couple years back, and I actually saw one of my TikToks in like my memories from, I think it was 3 years ago, and it was my reading wrap up for January. And in the month of January, I had read 8 books, which is absolutely insane for me. So today is February 2nd, and this January I read 1 book, which, if you know my reading habits now, that is actually really good. I really love reading, but as a full-time college student, I have a really hard time making time to read. And for some reason, I always feel guilty when I start to read my book. Like, I'm like 1 page in and all I can think about is all of the homework I have and everything on top. Like, it's just really overwhelming. So I'm really trying to actually prioritize making time and enjoying these hobbies. In one of my last vlogs, I talked to you guys about how I was reading None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and I actually just finished that like 2 days ago, and I really loved that book. So I ended up giving it 5 stars, which is really good. I just thought this book was like really well written in like it was very complex, which I talked about in my last vlog, in a way that at first I was having a hard time understanding it, but then as I got farther in, I started to really appreciate the complex writing because there was just so many layers to the story. And so when you're unraveling the mystery and everything, like, it just made for such a good story. I really enjoyed it and I would really recommend it. But since I finished it, I now need a new book to start. I did have a couple contenders on books, but I did end up deciding on The Drowning Woman. I honestly really haven't heard a lot about this book, but I've had it on my shelf for a while and I've been meaning to read it and just haven't yet. So I started this morning and I read about the first chapter, I think, and it's pretty good so far. It's got my attention. I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy it. The writing so far feels really good, but I also did use one of my Audible credits to purchase the audiobook for it because I thought, why not, while I'm doing some of my other hobbies, kind of hobby stack, if you will, and listen to my audiobook while I'm doing another hobby. I feel like that's a great idea. I am going to start by listening to it. And with that, that brings us to the second hobby of the video, which is coloring. This has been a hobby that I've been really loving lately, and I've been spending a lot of my time doing it. Randomly one night, I decided I wanted to start coloring, and so this is the one that I did, but I was just using these normal Crayola markers, which are okay, but as you can see, they're pretty streaky, and when I'm coloring, I just want to be as relaxed as possible, and I don't want to think about the marker streaks. So I went out and I got some alcohol markers, which I'm sure you've seen these all over by now because they are so popular. Before I bought this whole pack, actually, I was at the dollar store. I found some markers here, and they were called blending markers, and underneath it said that they were alcohol markers. So I picked those up to try, and actually, these are phenomenal. Dare I say I actually really enjoy these more than those ones. So if you live in Canada, run to Dollarama and get these because they're so good. They are the Artist Series blending markers. Yeah, the Artist Series blending markers. This was one of the ones that I did with those markers, and as you can see, they are just so much more like blended. The difference there is really crazy. And then when I got these markers, this is the first one that I did with those. I kind of did a little bit of a mix between those and the other markers. And so this is how this one came out. I think it's still really good. But as you can see on like the blue behind her, it's a little bit streaky, but it's not too bad. It's pretty good. And then last night I did this one, and as I'm sure you can tell, I don't have a coloring book. I've just been printing out my own coloring sheets. I feel like it's kind of working better for me that way, so I can pick out my own designs and then just print them. And I don't want to feel committed to a coloring book when I could just go online and find the coloring pages that I want and print them myself. And so these are the ones that I've done so far. I'm very relaxed while I'm doing that. I do have a couple extra coloring pages already printed out, so I'm going to pick one of these to do today. So I have this one. It's like a little bedroom setup, but it does seem a little bit more complex, so I'm not sure if that's the one I'm looking for today. I have this one. It's like a little makeup bag with all of the makeup. And then I have this one, which is like all of the little jelly cats, but when I printed it, it kind of got cut off, but I feel like it's still pretty easy to do. And then I have this one, which also got cut off, but I feel like it doesn't really affect the page too much, and it's just this little bear at a bookshop. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, but it is pretty similar to this one. I feel like but I do really like it. So I'm going to start this coloring and listen to my audiobook at the same time. Okay, I have a coloring and a reading update for you guys. Let's start with the coloring. I didn't finish it. This is the progress that's been made. I don't know why. I've just not been motivated to work on it, and I think part of it is I'm just not loving these markers. I will definitely finish it. I just have been working on it very slowly and not doing it all at once. But that is also okay because I am still enjoying it. I'm just not in the time to sit down and do it all in one go. I'm finding that the markers are running out kind of fast. Like I just got them. For example, like this red one, I have been using a little bit on this page and then I used it on another page. And because there's two sides, like whatever one you put it in the container on, it's all the ink goes to that side. And when I was using it, it was like not coming out at all, which is really unfortunate, seeing as I've only used it for 1.5 coloring pages. So potentially I might return these markers if I can find my receipt because I'm just not really impressed. I think part of the enjoyment of the coloring, especially for this page, I felt so relaxed while I was doing this because the markers just worked so well. It was amazing. Like, I love these markers. I don't even mind if these markers run out fast because they're so good. And I know they're from the dollar store. These ones I got from Winners, they're still streaky. They're better than like Crayola maybe. I don't know. But they're running out really fast and I'm not really enjoying that. So that is the coloring update. Still enjoying it. Need better markers, not doing it all at once. Those are the updates. But I also have a reading update for you guys, and this is on a bit of a more positive note. This is a book that I'm reading, as I mentioned. I'm kind of matching. I'm really enjoying this book. I am like that far in. I don't know. 2/3 maybe. I'm on page 207 and I'm really, really enjoying this book because it's a thriller. It's one of those books that you get like part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm currently on part 3, but when part 2 hit, I was driving and I was listening to my audiobook and I was like literally driving with my jaw dropped. So good. I'm really excited to finish this. This is something that I'm like, I want to immediately sit down and read because I'm loving it so much. This is a very good update. I'll give a little bit of a rundown on the book because the last time we spoke, I was only 1 chapter in and now I'm on chapter 45. So we have quite the update to give. And I didn't really know anything about the book going into it, but basically it's about this girl who had to kind of leave her old life behind. Something happened and she moved across the country and she's living in her car. In like the first chapter, like her car gets broken into because she's parking it at night in like a very not safe area. So then a couple nights later, she was like, okay, I'm gonna go kind of to like a richer neighborhood kind of by the beach. And she parks there and she hears some lady like crying in the middle of the night. And then she hears like a splash of water and it's a lady that was trying to drown herself. And in the synopsis, it says, she hauls the woman back to the surface, but instead of appreciation, she is met with fury. The drowning woman, Hazel, tells her that she wanted to die, that she is trapped in a toxic, abusive marriage, and that she is a prisoner in her own home. Leah's thwarted, I don't like that word, her one chance to escape her life. And then one day, Hazel makes a shocking request. She wants Lee to help her disappear. It'll be easy, Hazel assures her, but Lee soon learns that nothing is as it seems, and that Hazel may not be the friend that Lee thought she was. And everything is just like unraveling. Right now, where I'm at, I am finding out one thing after another, and everything is just like a puzzle making sense. Anyways, I'm really enjoying this. As you can tell, I'm very much in my thriller era. As I said before, I kind of have a hard time finding time to read or the motivation to read. I'm always in a book slump, and thrillers have been the one thing that's kind of keeping me motivated to read because it's like, I need to know what happens. I'm not a big fan of a romance book where it's like, okay, two strangers are gonna run into each other, they're gonna fall in love, there's gonna be a third act breakup, they're gonna, I know there's gonna be a happy ending, there's gonna be an epilogue where they have two kids in a house. Like, I'm just not interested that much in a romance novel. But a thriller, I can get on a thriller. So that is the reading update. Okay, the next hobby that you're gonna see is ice skating, and I never filmed an intro to it, so I'm going to do that now. Basically, as a kid, I figure skated for multiple years. I don't know exactly how many, but I want to say like 3, 4, I don't know if it's 5, but somewhere around there. And I really loved it, but I ended up giving it up because I had two like after school activities that I was doing, and they were both on the same night. So I was having a really hard time managing them all, and I ended up giving up skating. Fast forward, that was like over 10 years ago, and I'm like, you know what? Let's try it out again. Like, obviously, I've lost all of the skills and everything. Like, I was never great, but I was able to do like some basic jumps, some basic spins. And so I decided that I was going to go out on the ice. There's a little outdoor rink kind of near my house. So I had just gotten new skates, but I had thrifted them. I didn't have a pair of figure skates. I found a pair at the thrift store for $10 and I bought them. They are not the best skates, I have learned. I currently have cuts on my legs from them, but they are doing what I needed them to do, I guess. In the first clip, they are not sharpened. I eventually got them sharpened. So in the next couple clips, you're going to see my journey of over 3 days of getting back into figure skating. And obviously, I'm not going to be learning it to like be professional at it. It's just really a hobby, and like I just want to do it as a hobby and kind of get good at things that I used to be good at. So without further ado, let's get into the figure skating. That's how cold it is. Little update. Okay, so I'm trying out new skates and they are not sharpened. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time and it's freezing out. But the skating is going good, I think. It would just be better if they were sharpened. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I would love to do a part 2 of this because I have so many other hobbies that I would love to do and try out. So let me know if you want a part 2. I'm really excited that some of these have been really great. Like, it's only been a couple days and I'm already almost done this book, so that is really good. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, even reading one book a month for me is really good, so the fact that I'm getting through this pretty fast is amazing. And I know my coloring progress is kind of a bit of a fail, but I am going to continue it. I really need new markers. And then figure skating, I am really enjoying it. I went 3 times this week, as you guys saw, and it was great. Like, the first time was on an outdoor rink. My skates weren't sharpened. It was really cold out. I looked a little bit not balanced. I wasn't. Truthfully, I wasn't very comfortable on the skates. And then I went skating with my friend and I had gotten my skates sharpened. And so that made quite the difference. I felt a lot more comfortable. I was starting to do like little tricks and stuff. Not anything crazy, but I was getting better at my backwards skating and everything like that. So I'm just getting more comfortable. And then the third time I went to a public skate, which actually was really fun. I kind of just stayed with the crowd and went around, but occasionally I went into the middle and I practiced my front crossovers. My 2-foot spin is not very good. I'm really struggling with that. I was never great at spinning though. Back crossovers, just like little things, my spiral, balancing on one foot. It may not be like huge progress, but I'm feeling really good about it, especially from my progress from the first clip to the last one. I feel like things have really improved, so I'm really happy with that. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited to have these new hobbies. I'm excited to try even more hobbies on top of that. So again, let me know if you want a part 2 because I would love to do that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.